Hello everyone, my name is Pixel Riffs. Welcome to your Sunday Minecraft live stream. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope you're all having a fantastic weekend. Happy egg. Hope you're all good. Hope everyone's having a lovely, lovely day. It's a really nice day here on the south coast of England. Perfect opportunity for a Minecraft live stream. I've just finished recording tomorrow's episode of the Minecraft Survival Guide. Need to get that edited a little bit later. It's going well. A lot of maths involved. Hello from a sunny Glasgow. For once, Glasgow seeing the sun. Yeah, apparently it's quite nice up north as well. My family live up north, and they said it's rather good. So here we are. Thank you so much for spending your Sunday with me. And today I'm going to pour myself a lovely cup of space tea, and we're going to get right to it. We're going to be doing a little bit more work on the castle. I need to re-establish the Nether Portal down there. I know I said Castle Week was done for the YouTube channel, but yeah, I still do need to do a little bit of building work. So it's going to be a stream project for a little while, here and there. so many people tuning in from around the world. Hello, hello. So let's get right to it, shall we? Let's do a thing. Let's do a thing. I've been, yeah, we'll get to that another time. I've been doing some tests. Oh, Stay Puff with the 400 bits. Coming in strong at the start of the stream. Congratulations on the 100k. Thank you. Very kind. It's, yeah, it's an awesome feeling. It really is. Thank you so much for your support and for the bits. See some bit hype in the chat. So here we are. We're back. We're back. Let's do some digging. It's not a Chopping Tuesday, but we are going to be chopping some stuff. And I hope that's okay with the rest of y'all. It's a... I don't know, Shovel Sunday at this point. You can tell it was Easter earlier. I managed to get one of those eggs that gives you 4 chickens. Just by throwing it like that at another chicken, 4 chickens came out. And if that's not an Easter miracle, I don't know what is. Can I show the mob balloon working? I mean, you can watch the video of it working. I have no need to go up there right now, though, and I have other agendas to take care of. Namely, digging out this area below the Grand Hall. Hey, the Vixen with the 500 bits. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for the bits. And thank you, by the way, for giving me a gift sub to Doc M. I went back and watched the VOD of what happened on his stream, and oh my word. That was just absurd. It was so funny just to hear Doc like cracking up the entire time. I love stuff like that. Just like a meme starts going and maybe the streamer is kind of trying to egg people on a little bit. No Easter pun intended, but oh boy, like they got into it on that stream. It was so funny. The Dog stream was very weird. It was great though. And it was good to see people ultimately like running with the joke and then just being able to support Doc as a streamer, because he puts in work. Like, it's been great to see him take off on Twitch lately. Slicey Wicey with 20 bits, thank you so much. Who is Iskal? I know, right? I'm sure that's not the answer you were looking for, but there you go. So I'm going to grab some stone, because we will probably want to wall in the area around here as we go. So there's going to be a couple of different entrances to the Nether Portal room as I have it planned out right now. But yeah, we will see what we can throw together. Probably need a fair amount of stone. And I've got a spare shulker box for all of the leftovers. Hey, Demanded Link, what's up? You're about to build the mob grinder in your world, but you're going to do 3 tiers. Nice. That should be very productive. Am I excited for 1.14? I am. I am actually... I may as well tell you this because... you saw a brief glimpse of it at the start of this stream. I've got an episode of the Minecraft Survival Guide coming out that explains how to prune unwanted chunks from your world so that you can prepare better for the update, because there's going to be certain areas, of course, of the world which will potentially generate new villages and stuff, and I want to make sure that people can access that content nice and easily if they want to, and so... I feel like it makes the most sense. Let me just stand in this pillar so I can take the coordinates here. There we go. Nice. Yeah, I figure people might want to know how to prune chunks out of their world. And unfortunately, MC Edit doesn't work for 1.13, so the way you have to do it is by deleting region files from your Minecraft world save, which is not the most precise way of doing anything, but I felt like it was probably worth covering for... a Minecraft Survival Guide video, because I'm going to do it with this world. I've decided it's going to be for the best if we have easy access to stuff like bamboo forests instead of having to travel tens of thousands of blocks just to find a decent jungle. So yeah, we do a little bit of that in tomorrow's episode, or we will once I've actually edited the thing. Surprised why nobody else did their own MC edit for 1.13. I mean, apparently... the problem with the current MC edit is that... oh, we probably need to do something about that, don't we? The problem with the current MC edit is that the world, format has changed a little bit thanks to 1.13's flattening of the data. So I think a few people just aren't able to do stuff the way they used to. Maybe we can still get away with that, right? I think so. So it may be that, people wanted to update MC Edit, but for whatever reason, the new world format is preventing them from doing so. Hey, Jesse, what's up? If MC Edit crew don't update MC Edit, why did nobody do it instead? Well, if they haven't updated MC Edit, then is it possible that anybody else can, I imagine there are talented people out there, but maybe they just don't have the time. And everyone who does this stuff on Minecraft is just, volunteers and whatnot, so it's not always going to be the case that you've got talented enough people to do the job. Oh yeah, if we're going to do stairs here, then we kind of have to do that, don't we? Waiting for little high five to wake up and do the Easter shenanigans. I guess if we do slabs here, maybe that will work better. Please build a giant egg. No, I'm good. Building a giant dungeon. And not necessarily a dungeon either. It's going to be like an Undercroft, I guess. An Underhenge. Yeah, I'll figure out the details of what's up here a little bit later on. But we can make this kind of staircase down type of situation now. Like that. We need to widen the ceiling a little bit. There we go. Luke Ladd with the tier 1 sub. Thank you so much for subscribing. Enjoy your emotes. Welcome to the Pixels. You are 1 in a million. I appreciate the support. See some sub hype in the chat, please. There it is. Just want to say Survival Guide really helps you out in your survival server. Thank you. Yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Stuff just impinging on my headspace. So wait a second. That comes down to... Wait. This isn't right. Something has gone terribly awry here. That's the same height as over there. So we go down 1. Down 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then that's 1, 2, 3, 4... 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So why is that, like, offset? Oh, this is... I'm silly. This is still an odd-numbered space. I just wasn't expecting it to be an odd-numbered space for some reason. I thought this the whole room was even, and it is not. That's my bad. Yeah, I was for whatever reason I was expecting that to be like an even number thing, but it's not. So that's fine. Work on the manuscript of the book while watching this. You have a nice calming effect. Oh, thank you. Best of luck with the manuscript. Hope it goes well. Working on this stuff can always be intimidating, and I'm glad that I can provide a little oasis of calm for you. So yeah, this area down here is going to be the Nether Portal. And so there's going to just be doors off each side of the Great Hall that lead down to it. But there's also going to be a quick exit, which I'll probably end up using most of the time. The stair seems a bit small. It's not meant to be that big. It's meant to be like a secret entrance kind of thing. So it's not going to be like a particularly grand affair. Can widen this out a little bit as we go. I'm trying to conserve materials a little bit here as well. Try not to dig too much into the upper regions of here, just in case I end up digging through the floor too much, which I would prefer not to. Is YouTube and Twitch my full-time job? I kind of have this and a part-time job as well. I do a lot of stuff. So it's kind of like a full-time thing, but I also do another part-time thing. Oh, thank you, Jesse. I'm glad you like the castle build. CN with the host. Thank you for the host. Oh, that is a shovel. Not going to craft anything with that right now. How do I manage? I just never leave the house. Basically, I know life it. I'm lucky enough that I have very few other responsibilities other than, you know, making the food every now and again. I do like to cook, though. It's something I probably would not want to give up. We can inset some lights in here as well. The torches can be temporary for the moment. Put some sea lanterns in the walls or some redstone lamps or something. But this is going to be the center of the hall here. Hey, Slicey Wicey, you just started to build your first iron farm on PS4. Worried about the villagers not spawning iron golems once you build the iron farm design in the survival guide. Yeah, I don't know when PS4 is going to get the next update, because that does change iron golem spawning, but the console and Bedrock editions have never had the most reliable spawning mechanics in the first place, so I recommend looking up an iron farm design that's specifically for PS4 edition, rather than following the one I provided in survival guide. It's an unfortunate fact of the console edition being programmed differently that you can't always rely on the same mechanics that are present in Java edition. You will still need villagers to spawn iron golems, so that's still kind of a requirement there, but yeah, I might want to double check the farm design first. PS4 and other consoles are discontinued. No, PS4 is not by no means discontinued. It is still very much a force to be reckoned with as far as Minecraft goes. But it's not part of the Bedrock family, but PS3, Xbox 360, Wii U, those are discontinued. Made the first farmhouse today, inspired by the castle. Oh, thank you. Hope it turned out good. Farmhouses are fun to build. All of that rustic medieval stuff just suits Minecraft so well. It's got that low-tech feel to it. Will I make a treehouse? I don't know. I need to find a good region in which to make a treehouse, because the current area doesn't really feel like the right place for a treehouse. The stuff I'm working on right now is a little bit more industrial. Heard around 100k subs is a good point to start full-time. It totally depends on, like, watch time and stuff, because you can gather subscribers without being a regularly viewed channel. It's one of those weird things where, like, maybe one video goes viral for you, you get a ton of subscribers through that, but you can't necessarily count on the revenue to be regular. I think my channel is perhaps one of the more regular ones out there, so, you know, it could potentially be a better situation for me than it is for a lot of people, but I still also don't want to count on revenue from my channel if YouTube is potentially going to pull something weird, or if the Article 13 thing from EU law continues to just change up some stuff. I don't want to get caught out by that. So I am, I mean, I'm technically doing full-time stuff for my YouTube channel anyway. I'm just kind of keeping my options open, you know? Keeping a safety net with a traditional job, which is only part-time, and yeah, the circumstances of that could change if I decide that YouTube is stable enough for me to just go freelance with that job, or, you know, maybe even quit entirely in the fullness of time, but it's too early to be thinking about that stuff for me. It's quite a nice little roof design going down into here. The most important part of this section is just going to be the room with the Nether Portal in it. The problem with putting a witch farm inside a massive treehouse, Flash, is that the treehouse would have to start down pretty low, because witch farms can't be built anywhere except in the bounding box of a witch hut, and witch huts are fairly low to the ground to begin with. So your treehouse would probably have to start, like, in the ocean, And also, tree houses are not very great to spawn-proof because there is so much, like, dark space that you can have in there. And witch farms basically rely on areas being spawn-proof. As uncomplicated as you can make it, the better with witch farms, really. Day 10 watching and you're already my new favourite YouTuber and streamer. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you made it to the Stardew Valley stream that I did with Rob the other day as well. That's very cool of you to show up to that. What was the name of the weapons leveling mod we used in Harmony? I can't remember if it was Level Up or Levels 3. It's one of the two. But one of them provided the skill tree, and the other one provided, like, the RPG mechanics with, like, rare and legendary and epic loot and stuff. So I think, I tend to get confused between the two. I can't remember which one it was. General Kenobi. Seem to miss all of my extra streams. Yeah, that one I just put a notice on Twitter and on the YouTube community page for my channel. But we did that on Rob's Twitch channel instead, so it didn't turn up on this channel at all. Mainly because I didn't want a ton of people in the chat asking me why we weren't playing Minecraft. When my next Minecraft stream was. It's like, it's always on Sunday. Don't want to be cynical about things, but people do ask some silly questions sometimes. Let's go with every 3 blocks along the side here. I think that'll work. I need to pull up the coordinates. Let me get the screenshots folder open here. I need to pull up the coordinates of my Nether Portal. Oh gosh, the Windows 10 Photos app is worthless. Just open the folder instead. Why aren't we playing Minecraft right now? I don't know. Seems like the obvious thing to do, doesn't it? So I did something the other day that caused Windows 10 to put the file compressed icon, it's like these 2 blue arrows pointing to each other like that, in the corner of basically every file on my C drive, and I don't know how to get rid of it. I've tried altering the properties, and it says that the operation is going to take like 3 hours. I swear I misclicked, I slipped, and I clicked something that I didn't mean to, or like I alt-clicked on a folder or something, and now it's just all like that. Hey, Fev. Thank you for the 20 bits. Yeah, I decided after the last stream that the single bits were getting a little bit spammy, so I have imposed a relatively low bit limit of 20 now, just to stop people from constantly interrupting my thoughts. It's nothing personal. I hope that's not too harsh a thing, but it just helps me concentrate when I'm doing streams like this. Every time you watch my videos, you desperately want to play Minecraft again. What's stopping you? Just curious. And yeah, I'm now lucky enough to have enough people watching me that the chat can get spammy with bits and stuff, which is cool, but like when it's only a cent at a time, I feel like it's not always going to be worth it, you know? Folder offline sync. Yeah, how do I not do that, please? That grandma says I have a very calming voice. Well, thank you. Very kind of you to say so. It's going to be a decent archway sort of size, maybe. We'll see. Is this kind of an extension of Castle Week? Yeah, I mean, Castle Week was a YouTube channel thing specifically. Like, I'm not done with the castle by any stretch. There are still huge sections of it that remain undecorated. But the main thing I want to do right now is dig out this underground area that I can put the Nether Portal in. Because if you remember, the Nether Portal was in this room here, and I don't want to keep it there. I want it to be like a secret thing for the castle to have, but it makes absolutely no sense to have it in the middle of this room. And I removed it, and then I never replaced it, so I don't have any way to access my main Nether hub right now. To be honest, Fev, it was inevitable. Like, sooner or later, I would probably have had to impose some sort of limit. But I think having a cheer limit makes the cheers themselves a bit more meaningful. And, yeah, it means that people can't do it just to interrupt constantly. It's, like I said, nothing personal or anything. I just knew that sooner or later I'd probably have to do something like that. Otherwise, things could get out of hand further down the line. The stream has been growing so much lately, and obviously you guys are the cause of that, and I really want to thank you all for continuing to show up, even on days like this when I can see we've got like fewer people here than normal, but that's because it's Easter Sunday, and I expect everyone's spending time with their families for the most part if they celebrate that sort of thing. Personally, me and the missus have been enjoying all the chocolate. Have new Twitch removed the ability to watch ads for bits? I think it varies depending on the country you're in. I think some countries wouldn't allow it, and then some do, and it sort of varies. You can't have thousands of people spamming 0.8 pence all the time. Yeah, exactly. It's like a cent is not much. Much as I was enjoying the single PogChamp being a bit of an in-joke. Right, I need obsidian. There we go. Bring the flint and steel. Do I have a Discord server? I have one, but it's for my patrons only. Mainly so we can keep the community more manageable, because having 100,000 subscribers and a decent Twitch following, it would get very hectic in there. And I like to be able to talk to people when I can, but it had to be gated in some way, somehow. So, yeah, it's a patrons only thing. It's also something that we use primarily to communicate about stuff that's happening with my patron server, because I have a server for folks who support me over on Patreon. Somebody asked the other day if I would consider including Twitch subs in that at some point, and I might, but I think I would probably do that when I had like a better chance of getting more community members moderating it, so that I don't have to pay as much attention to it. Because once again, that's, you know, you're considering adding over 100 people to a Minecraft server at that point. The costs go up. The you know, potential for griefing and that kind of stuff goes up. It just takes more maintenance every time. And it seems like everyone on Twitch is relatively happy with the subscriber benefits they get. They get some cool emotes. They get to tune into my stream without having to watch ads. And Patreon support is cheaper than a Twitch sub anyway. It varies. For the server itself, it is slightly higher than a Twitch sub. But yeah, it would also create a kind of disparity between how much people are paying to support me on Patreon and how much people are paying for a Twitch sub. My other thing about that whole thing, and I'll stop talking about this in a second, so sorry if it's tiresome for some people, but I feel like providing a server like that should always feel like a reward for support rather than something that you pay to join. And I feel like a lot of the time the lines blur when it comes to that stuff, and I don't want anybody to get the impression that like it's a pay-to-play kind of server. That's not the idea. The idea is that it's a reward for people who are kind enough to support me in what I do. And sorry if that seems disingenuous to you, that's just my philosophy on the subject. Ow. Gravel falling on me constantly. So yeah, we want to widen this chamber out because right here, basically there, is where the Nether Portal went before. And it was quite a large one when we built it previously. And I want to go for a similar sort of size, so it really is going to have to widen out a whole bunch. Paranor agrees, read the Patreon server. I mean, it just makes a bit of sense to me. I don't want anybody to feel entitled about it. Least of all me. I plan on making one of those really large Nether Portal builds. At some point in the future, I will do something bigger than this. But I think this is going to be a modest size for now. It's going to be bigger than the average Nether Portal. Like, it's going to be, like, a couple of blocks wider than this, but it's not going to be huge. It's not going to be, like, a maximum size one. I have done one on the decidedly vanilla server that was the maximum possible size, or if not maximum possible, it was, like, 21 by 21. If you want to go and check that out, there is a video on my channel of me building that thing in a time-lapse, and it was a lot of fun to build. Not a gold farm-sized big portal. We'll do one of those eventually. That is going to be a future project. And I thought we were going to do that this month, but then 1.14 is coming out a little bit earlier than I expected it to. So I rather think we will get sidetracked by all of the stuff you can do in 1.14. Well, I'm placing a lot of blocks incorrectly, but so much for the better. I think we could even do something like where we have a bit more of a rounded edge to the portal, like that. I could use a hidden door mechanism. I'm not very good with redstone piston door type things. I don't necessarily want to look up a tutorial unless I have a specific one in mind. It's difficult for me to look up a tutorial and just be like, yeah, that fits exactly with what I wanted to do. So I might try and draft a couple of things and give it my best shot another time. Why don't I use a beacon? Because, like, I'm only digging out this area for now. Like, beacons are all good for clearing out large areas of stone, but when you want precision, I kind of agree with Tinfoil Chef on this, by the way. He had a point to make about this in his most recent Hermitcraft episode, is that, like, beacons are all well and good if you're just clearing out tons and tons of stone. But if you want precision and finesse, if you just want to clear a couple of blocks at a time, it actually becomes a hindrance. Unless you've got, like, decent reflexes or you're kind of preempting the beacon breaking stuff. Yeah, Paranor has it down there. Beacons do not allow for great precision mining. So, I lost one piece of obsidian into the portal, and I don't know which portal it has come out of. Oh, there it is. Hey. .13 was the last update to console edition. You don't know what to do. Tempting as it is to say get Java edition, I rather feel that yeah, it's kind of your call there. The mobile version, Minecraft Pocket Edition, is probably the most played version of Minecraft. So don't discount it. Yeah, we can do a lot better than this. I'll probably dress up this room a little bit more. But this way and this way, I want to have some actual chambers and potentially pathways to other areas of the castle, depending on where... We made a kind of like a staircase down to a cellar room where we were going to have like a treasure room the other day. I don't know where that ended up. You can't say 114. Sorry, yeah, that putting the dot in it makes it a URL in Twitch chat, and auto moderator is probably blocking links. So that is an unfortunate side effect of the version numbers having a decimal point in them. I'm not some kind of like tyrant against talking about Minecraft version numbers. It's just the way Twitch handles these things. Make a little archway like that. Yeah, that's good. I used to have such trouble with archways for some reason. Like the proportions were really difficult for me to get. These days, I feel like I'm kind of I'm using a bit more depth in them, and I think it's working really well. Paranorus the tyrant. I, for one, welcome our new Canadian overlords. Hey, Johan MC, welcome along. Very well, thank you for asking. Hope you're having a good Easter. Poutine for all, there it is. The first Canadian decree. I like the idea of the passage sort of narrowing a little bit, and all you can see at the end is the Nether Portal. Excuse me while I pour myself a little bit more tea. There we go. That's the pot done. How can I stream when all of Hermitcraft is streaming today? Hey, I didn't want it to disrupt my routine. I got my own stuff to do here on Twitch. I've got a castle to build. Got a Nether Portal to resituate. Minecraft Survival Guide isn't going to make itself. Disrupt my poutine. There it is. There's the puns we've been looking for this whole time. We're going to get rid of the andesite in this room? Potentially, yes. I like the natural stone here and there. Obviously, like, andesite works better than anything else for blending with natural stone. But, yeah, in the new textures, that might not work so well as well, so we'll see. Who needs a green screen when you have a green mug? Me. It's part of the whole meme. Speaking of memes, Paranor's off for the stream pizza. Got to make it official. All the gravel is apparently falling on me today. You tried to animate PC, you can't control it. It took you all day to make a wooden pick. Hey, if you've seen the video I put up on my channel the other day of my 100,000 subscriber celebration video, I was looking back through some of my old content, and oh boy, like, not only was I talking in a really kind of, in a different voice, I had a very different style of presentation in those days, by which I mean I had no style whatsoever. One would argue I don't have style now. But, yeah, like, I was having such a hard time with the PC crafting interface, having played on console for 6 months. Hey, Astro Jake, happy Easter to you. I think what I need is a door or two, just to cover up that section there. You miss my old style. Hey, Alolan Zygarde, what's up? Welcome. Oh, I can close this screenshot of the Nether Portal now, can't I? There we go. Can't craft anything on console. It takes ages to find what you want. I have that problem with even, like, the creative inventory on Java. I'm like, how do I find anything in this? It's all in weird orders. I sound cooler now. Hey man, it's cool. That was not cool. None of that was cool. None of what you just heard was cool. Ignore the last 30 seconds. What kind of doors do we want? I mean, spruce door kind of makes the most sense. Because, for a start, the whole castle uses spruce doors, but also they are the most private looking, the most foreboding. I mean, iron doors make sense practically from like a Minecraft perspective if we want to make sure that nobody could go in there, but realistically speaking, as a player, I don't need iron doors everywhere, you know? I would much rather just have a door that I can open without messing around with a button and redstone timings. And there's a staircase just behind it, so it would have to be a button or a lever or something like that, whereas if I put the door here, like so, just opens that way, it's better. Could put like a little portal booth. Enter the portal booth at your peril, traveler. Potion seller. I'm going into battle and I require your strongest potion. No. Maybe. It's always a little bit weird at the scale. Boop, boop, boop. Do 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 do. Hey, Magnus. Oh, yeah, okay. Gonna have to mess with the turf up here. Hello, and Zygarde with the host. Thank you for the host. Turf Wars. Yeah, there you go. Get a little bit of texture into these here walls. I feel like Minecraft has had a resurgence in popularity. Heck yes. It's a very good thing as well. I really do think that the most recent updates, 1.13, has rejuvenated the game somewhat, even for players who are currently really into Minecraft. I feel like it's been a really great update as far as additions to gameplay and the potential of the game. Mochaccino with the host. Thank you. And also memes. Yes, memes too. Tuna Fishy Boy really likes the style and how chill I am. Yeah. It's kind of how I have been for a while. Thank you for the host, Fev. But yeah, I think a lot of people have come back to Minecraft lately from whatever hiatus they had before. I think there's a few people coming back for the nostalgia and realizing how much the game has changed. I've seen so many posts. I browse the Minecraft subreddit quite regularly, and I've seen a lot of posts from people who are like, I've been away from Minecraft since like beta, and I came back because I heard some stuff is really good. What's with the turtles now? And stuff like that. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of people returning to the game. Ohana MC also with the host. Thank you guys for the support today. Hosting is the new cheering 1 bit. GF joined Minecraft recently, even though she hated it before. I mean, yeah, sometimes there's just one thing that gets you into it. I always, before I actually played Minecraft, I kind of eyeballed it from a distance and was like, this doesn't seem like the kind of game I'd be into. But then I actually started watching it, and it's absolutely the kind of game I'm into. I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah, definitely need some better light sources in here, don't we? Persistent redstone for mood lighting. Yeah, potentially. Remember when hating on Minecraft was a thing in middle school? I think it's still a thing now. I occasionally get comments from people who are like, my friends make fun of me in school for liking Minecraft. What do I do about that? And I sympathize, because my friends made fun of me for all of the things I liked, but I mean, it's not necessarily friends, but like classmates or whatever, and there's not always a huge amount you can do about it, but like sooner or later those people just decide that there's better things to make fun of people for. Everybody just grows up. Is it me, or does this seem like more pigmen than we should have in here? Excited for 1.15 because you heard it's supposedly a combat update. That is the prevailing theory right now. Because they are holding back on the functionality of the smithing table and the fletching table, both of which have been added in as blocks for 1.14, but they don't have any kind of functionality. And the changelog said that they have ideas for that functionality when 1.15 comes around. Well, they said the next update, which we presume is 1.15, and we presume, therefore, that whatever they have in mind is going to be something to do with how tools and armor might be made, and fletching is basically anything to do with arrows. What is the designated pigman ratio? I think it's like a 1 in... Wait a second, we're on hard mode, right? Why does this keep unlocking? It's a... Does that happen when I make backups? Is that what it is? Like, when I convert this to, like, a zip file on my hard drive, does it unlock the difficulty for some reason? Like, that's the only thing I can think of that I've done recently that is a significant change. Andy, gosh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope your recovery goes well. It shouldn't unlock, you copy, then zip. Sometimes I do both, or either. Like... I right-click on it and just select whatever the, like, compress as zip folder option is in Windows. Anyway, I forgot what I was talking about, so I'm just gonna reset my brain a little bit here and continue building this. What am I planning with these rooms? This is mainly just an area for the Nether Portal to go. One of the other things I want to do is have a quick exit from the Nether Portal that leads up to... like at the back here, I think there is one, to one of the towers that I haven't done anything with. Like this one, for example. Ow. Ow. Or that one there. Because this doesn't really have room for like a build in it as such. But if we have something at the top there that I could fly out of, and we have like a bubble column elevator that leads all the way up to the top of this tower, then potentially I can leave the Nether Portal, skip the whole section where I have to walk through the throne room, or the inspection hall, whatever we decided it was going to be, and just like fly out of one of the roofs of the castle, which I think would be a lot of fun. Cali boy, cheers from Iceland. Hey, how you doing, Iceland? There's room for stairs. Yeah, just one spiral staircase the entire way up. There's room for a ladder. I could do something if we wanted to have, like, rooms in there. I could do, like, micro builds, but I don't really want to do that. Speaking of micro builds, by the way, we could totally have, like, a rat tunnel kind of thing in here, where, like, you sneak in through elytra crawling, and then we just, like, explore it like this. I've been considering putting more stuff like that around the castle as little secret passageways and stuff. Especially considering that the mechanics in 1.14 are kind of allowing for more of a crawling style thing to persist. Rat tunnels sound amazing. Hey, like, I think it's a thematically appropriate thing for a castle of this size to have. It'd be even funnier if we had... If I brought those cats back from the jungle at long last... Excuse me, and we, like, stationed the cats near the rat holes. So they were, like, waiting for a mouse to come out, Tom and Jerry style. But, yeah, potentially they could still act as tunnels for the player, you know? Yeah, I saw that on the Minecraft subreddit, and then there were a lot of people like, oh my gosh, you can crawl now. Is Minecraft going to add a prone feature? And I don't know if they will, but it's a cool thing to think about. I think the difficulty comes in how you balance that with the existing PvP stuff, which may be something they're thinking about for the next update, though, so can't really count it out, but we'll see. Mouse tunnels will be an ideal place to find baby creepers. See, I think baby creepers is a fun idea. I like the idea of them just, like, they explode, they do, like, a couple of hearts of damage, but they just destroy, like, one block. It'd be adorable. It'd also cut down the amount of adult creepers, which is a preferable thing for me. Do you want to do stuff like this? And I guess we probably should if we're having archways here and there. This whole thing is feeling a little bit Dark Souls. The Dark Souls of Minecraft builds. Make a baby version for all mobs except Enderman. Because if you make if you make a baby version of an Enderman, is it called an Ender Boy? Zloy XP would appreciate that. Look at our boy. It's our boy. Ender Child. Sounds like a horror movie waiting to happen, doesn't it? The Ender Child. Ender Lads. That sounds like a sitcom. Ender Lads, Ender Lads. Storyline for Doctor Who, yeah, maybe. An Enderman version of that one with the kid with the gas mask. Are you my... Just teleports away. Endermen do seem like a Doctor Who, like, villain, character, monster, don't they? Yeah, we're going to put redstone lamps or something in here. Have them recessed in the walls. Maybe with iron bars in front of them, as long as... Does iron bar transparency hasn't been, like, completely nullified in 1.14, has it? Because I know they messed around with the transparency thing. But that's for, like, slabs and stairs and whatnot. Slares, as Joel Duggan would have it. To the bed! Nailed it. Get these, like, screenshot things off of there. Don't want them. Ah! There's a spider outside. Man, I've dealt with so many spiders in the last few days. We're doing our spring cleaning. We're like cleaning the outside of the house, getting stuff fixed up in the garden. So many spiders. The ones that haven't come in like during the winter, they're just hanging around outside now, enjoying the weather. And bees and wasps and stuff too. I like bees. I hate wasps. Question, how do you do a rotting wood effect? Put some moss in there. Seagrass if you've got water around. Jungle wood is good for that because it's got some green undertones. Stripped spruce wood probably as well. And get as much foliage and stuff around it as you dare to. Add vines, that kind of thing. Joel is live now, yes. Yeah. For once he was streaming earlier than I am today. Minecraft wasps would be pure. Don't even give them that idea. Not into that idea. Minecraft wasps. Ugh. I have enough trouble with the bees on Breath of the Wild. The bees. Let's throw these in here. Keep the coarse dirt. Gravel, yeah, we don't need that. Probably don't need the andesite either. Do I have any redstone lamps made up here already, or is it time to go and get some glowstone? I don't even have a chest for them, it looks like. Maybe I have some in the redstone shulker box. 2. Great. I guess we're going collecting glowstone then. Bees need protection, wasps need to die. Accurate. Wasps are just hateful. They are nobody's idea of a good time, and they know it. Alright, let's put the dungeon building on hold for now. Now we've got the Nether Portal established, that's basically what I wanted to do anyway. I have like 46 glowstone in there, but I need some more. I want to keep some glowstone in here as a backup. Put that in there. And we've got 480 durability. We've got 2 other silk touch tools we can use. It's not like a pickaxe is like the ideal tool for glowstone anyway. Chopping Sunday, right? Spiders are 1 block high. How high would a Minecraft wasp be? I mean, ask Jeb. He's making termites for the Savannah update. I can eat my egg. Minecraft wasps would fit in 1 block areas and follow you around just to sting you. Or it would be like the, Alright. I think that zombie pigman went through the portal as it died, and we just saw the death animation. That was very strange. I'm glad the pigmen around me haven't aggroed. But in the, is it forestry, the mod that adds bees? Anyway, there's that mod that adds bees, and the hives themselves are just like individual blocks, and the bees aren't really a mob as such. They just kind of sting you if you mess with the hive or you get too close occasionally. I never really got on with the bees mod either. You needed a scoop to get the hives, and there was all kinds of other stuff involved with it. It's a resource pack that changes bats to bees. Can we get up there? Nope, not quite. Not quite. You once had a bee got stuck in your nose and sting you. Oh, that sucks. I remember at one time when I was a young kid in school, and we used to have this thing where at recess, at playtime, the teacher would come out and ring a bell, and everybody would have to like freeze in place, and then they'd ring a bell the second time, and then everyone would like line up to go in for class. And one time they rang the first bell, and a bee flew down my shirt. And I was like, I can't move, but there's a bee in my shirt. And then I think it got confused and couldn't get out of my shirt, and it stung me. But I was such like a rule-following kid that I was still like not gonna move because I was like, the important thing is that I don't move. If I move, I'm gonna get in trouble with the teachers, despite the fact that a bee has just stung me. And so I just stood there and like was in pain until the second bell rang, and then I went straight to like the nurse's office. It was, in retrospect, probably should have just moved, but I don't know, I didn't want people to yell at me. It's a law-abiding citizen. They programmed you well. School robots must obey. Should really stop looking so much like a flower. I was a delicate flower in school. Had a hornet get caught between your eye and your glasses frame? Oh, no. That's awful. Hornets are the worst. We've been talking about bees and wasps. We haven't even mentioned hornets. Mostly because I don't want them to exist. Just don't speak their name and they shall not appear. The Voldemort of insects. Hornets don't lose their stinger. Yeah, I mean, bees sting in self-defense. Wasps bite instead of stinging most of the time, don't they? So you don't get the venom of the sting. Hornets are just brutal. What are the poll results for the castle? Oh, interesting question. I think it is most of the way towards Castle Brimstone. I think it's like 50% Castle Brimstone. Or Brimstone Castle. So I think that's what we'll end up going with. I hope option 5 won. If bees were in Minecraft, would they fly around flowers or just be everywhere? I think they'd probably have to tie them to flowers somehow. I feel like if they were going to put bees in Minecraft, they'd have to do it from like a functional point of view. Like they'd have to have some sort of purpose other than ambience. Because they like adding stuff that's got more than one reason to exist. For some people, this would be enough glowstone, but for me... Nailed it. Uh-oh. You, stay back. Does soul sand look like a bunch of screaming faces? It's meant to, hence the soul part. I see a dolphin with 1,000 screaming faces. bees acting like bone meal to crops. There's a worm that does that in Sky Factory. I saw somebody mention Sky Factory 4 earlier. I think they were asking if I was going to do a playthrough of it. I probably won't. Mostly because, like, I wasn't that good at Sky Factory 3. I was mostly playing it so I could get time-lapse footage, which was fun. But as far as modded playthroughs go, there are definitely people who are going to be better at that, and it would take up so much of my concentration that I feel like Survival Guide might decline slightly as a result. I feel like it is interesting timing on the part of Sky Factory to put out a new update right as Minecraft updates as well. Yes, I realize I'm probably, like, consigning a lot of this glowstone to the lava. I don't really care. If some of it has fallen down onto the terrain below, so much the better. It's a little bit down there. Dangerous. Ender pearling over lava. Whatever, man. Alright, 2 stacks and change. I think that'll probably do for now. I don't want to overmine the glowstone in this area. Started Sky Factory 4. It's extremely grindy with the tree stuff. I think there's a few different people I've been watching play it here and there. In terms of, like, who to watch, if you want, like, if you want a really good playthrough, you want somebody who's got a lot of knowledge about that stuff, I highly recommend Chosen Architect. Whoa! I just rocketed myself straight at a witch. Yeah, we raided Vortak the other day, and he was streaming that, and it turns out, from something I didn't know, there are starting maps for Sky Factory 4 where you can start with a little bit of terrain already generated. And so Vortak's playthrough, he seemed to have started in a village, which was very cool. I didn't know that was a possibility. Hey, Betsy, good morning. Happy egg. But yeah, the Sky Factory grind is not for everybody. And I feel like my expertise with modded Minecraft is lacking to the point where a Sky Factory playthrough would become more of a frustration for my viewers than anything. And it's the kind of thing, once again, I'd love to make time lapses of, but that also ties up my computer doing stuff when I could be doing stuff for the survival guide, really. This series has just become so much of everything I do. It is a little bit all-consuming, but it's doing so well right now that I really can't not play it. So I'll put a lever behind there, put some redstone lampage in here. The problem is having this so close to that wall, but I like having the staircase this wide, so maybe we'll do something about that. But anyway, doesn't matter now. Hey, a little high five. Happy Easter to you as well. Hope you got a lot of eggs in your basket. Anyone else barbecuing tonight? Oh, barbecue sounds like a good idea. I don't have a grill of my own, but have to see what the neighbors are doing. Let's have the lever back there, redstone lamp there, iron bars in front. That's the plan. Everyone ready for the chocolate sales tomorrow, right? What am I planning on doing with the survival guide after the castle? Tomorrow's episode is going to be all about trimming down chunks, preparing for Minecraft 1.14 to come out. The episode after that, because it's coming out on Tuesday, which is supposedly when 1.14 will arrive, but I'm going to have to record the episode earlier than that. Tuesday's episode is going to be about, like, what to do in-world to prepare. So, protecting villagers, stockpiling iron, that kind of stuff, making sure that all of the this area is just ready. Me and Joel had a chat on the latest episode of the Spawn Chunks about how to prepare for 1.14, so I'll be following our advice. My favorite feature of 1.14 is kind of a tie between a lot of the features. I really like the pillagers. I think they're very cool. They're a good addition. They've got some interesting spawning mechanics as well. They have to spawn outside. You won't find them in caves. They've got to have skylight to spawn somewhere, which is a neat trick, but is going to make them interesting to deal with. And they don't burn in sunlight either, so they're not going to be like zombies and creepers. And I mean, creepers don't burn in sunlight either. Zombies and skeletons. They're not undead mobs. So that's an interesting thing to tackle. But then I really like the fact that we're getting new slabs and stairs. Yeah, I like raids. CN with a Twitch Prime sub. Thank you so much for using your Twitch Prime subscription here. Enjoy your emotes. Welcome to the Pixels. You are 1 in a million. Let's get some sub hype in the chat, please. Appreciate the support. Thank you so much. But yeah, what else are we getting? We're getting foxes. Foxes are cool. What am I doing? Iron bars, that's the stuff. I knew I came here for something. Just completely lost track of what, because I was thinking about that question. Yeah, I think foxes are going to be a lot of fun. There's some interesting stuff you can do with them, like giving them a fire aspect sword and using them as a chicken farm. The hype is real. All the new village items. Yeah, I like being able to have more control over villages now as well. Being able to convert basically every villager into a librarian if you want to. Dynamite. Like, it stops you perpetually breeding villagers if you want to get a decent book trade. You just find the villager whose librarian form, if you want to put it that way, has the trades you want. Switching villagers from doors to beds was smart. I know it messes with iron farms and stuff, yeah, but I think it's definitely a good move. Being able to have villages basically anywhere now, instead of relying too heavily on the mechanics they had before. And I know I'll make mistakes about the new mechanics too, but I think the new mechanics are a bit more easy to understand. Because the whole thing before was like, they had to have more blocks on one side of a door than they had on the other side of a door, right? And that was just a confusing mechanic to explain, which is why I misunderstand it so often. And end up misleading people with the information like, they need sky access above the door. They don't, they just need more blocks on one side than on the other. But that's so difficult to explain and so difficult to try that having it just be like, okay, they need beds and they need workstations and they need a bell. That's it. That's a village now. Iron farms are still worth it. Like, especially on a single player world. I understand if people on multiplayer have concerns about iron farms, but you can get a pretty decent amount of iron out of an iron farm. If you want a small-scale iron farm, nothing really changes aside from the design of the thing. So I don't know why everyone's bent out of shape about that in particular. Probably want to put in a dash of regular stone in here. We're still looking for an enchanted golden apple. No, as Paranor has just dropped the clip in the chat, we found one. In fact, I haven't even brought it up on video yet. Morgan has subscribed with Twitch Prime. Thank you so much for using your Twitch Prime sub here. Enjoy your emotes. Welcome to the Pixels. You are 1 in a million. Let's see some sub hype in the chat, please. Very much appreciate the support. Thank you. Actually, that's back to regular tunnel now, isn't it? I need to take the coordinates of that that tower, so we can get a thing over at the tower. Architects lol. No lol. Concorp. No, I'm not affiliated. I just got the t-shirt. Yeah, 1.14 should be out on Tuesday, if all goes to plan. Yeah, if the Architects lot have a t-shirt, I'll buy it, but they don't have one yet, so. Concorp got that merch game locked down, though. Alright, so that's 19,465. Dig down a little way here just to open this out. I don't know what Y elevation we got to, but it was probably somewhere around Y 60. Buried a whole village last night to protect them from zombies. That was a great way to also find the village again. Yeah, if you put villagers in holes in the ground now, they probably get mad and cranky because they can't sleep or work. But it's a great way to protect them from pillagers. Pillager-proofing villages is going to be the new zombie-proofing. Hey, that worked. That worked pretty well. We're going to be doing that with a water elevator in the fullness of time, but for now, it doesn't even look too bad with a hole coming out of the bone blocks over there. When is there going to be survival guide merch? Oh, pretty soon. Once Joel designs my t-shirt. That's not a joke, by the way. Joel Duggan is working on a t-shirt design for me at some point soon. Yeah, we got a good idea for a t-shirt. I won't tell you too much about it yet, but at some point, you might end up seeing Joel streaming the design. So if that's not a reason to go and subscribe to Joel Duggan on Twitch, I don't know what is. Actually, I know what is. He's a great Minecraft guy too. What are we making today? Today we are working on a dungeon of sorts. Not exactly a dungeon as such, but it's an Undercroft for the castle here, which contains the Nether Portal that I displaced from the room that the portal was in before, which was this, now the inspection hall of the castle here. And on this side over here, I'm going to put in an entrance to one of the towers that I can hopefully, if I dig a little bit further this way, turn into like a water elevator that launches me out of the castle tower. So we have a quick exit if we want to leave the Nether Portal in a hurry. Is this a server or a single-player world? This is very much a single-player world. This world is part of an ongoing YouTube series that I call the Minecraft Survival Guide. And Paranor has just dropped a playlist in the chat, if you want to go and check that out. Oh, look at that. We were only a block off, it turns out. Very good. So yeah, from here all we need to do is install Bubble column elevator to the surface. To the surface, to like the top of the tower. And then swoosh. And then fall onto the roof next to a creeper. Of course. Get wrecked. Crisis averted. Still nighttime, though. Have I tried Minecraft VR? I have not. I do not possess a VR headset. My brother-in-law let me try his once, but we played Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes when we streamed from that. I'm pretty sure he did upload the VOD of that to his YouTube channel as well. Stargazer with 2 months of Twitch Prime. Thank you so much for the resub. See some sub hype in the chat, please. So what we need here... How long we're going to stream for? Good question. Probably another 2.5 hours? Or maybe 1.5 hours. What time is it now? It's, yeah, I think probably 1.5. Or maybe we'll go for 2 hours. I'm indecisive today, basically, is what I'm saying. But, yeah, we're not going to stream until, like, super late because I need to get some editing done. Have I decided to be indecisive? Jury's still out on that one. What's up, Talismancer? So if we put water in here... Oh, we can't... We probably ice down the middle, I think. That's how we're going to do it. Oh, and Drats is here as well. Hey, Drats, what's up? Welcome. Hope you're enjoying your weekend. Happy Easter to you both. If that's something you care about at all. Happy Easter, even if it's not. Somebody asking in the chat what my favourite food is. Paranoid immediately drops the crumpets command. I ate crumpets this morning, as it happens. Easter Sunday feels like a good occasion for crumpets. You left a family event to come and watch me. You weirdos. You lovable weirdos. Do I have to keep inventory on? Nope. Which is always a comfort when you're climbing a 60-block high tower. I miss going out with my friends to watch your streams. Why does everyone keep avoiding social engagements just so they can watch Twitch streams? I say that as if I haven't done it myself. How many total deaths do I have now? Good question. 6, I think. I've killed 25,000 mobs, though, so the KD is pretty great. Where are we? Days since last death, 4.9 days. Where are we? I can't see it anywhere. Number of deaths. Oh, still 5. Okay, cool. I haven't died since last time. He says, tempting fate enormously by leaping down this thing. Yeah. Haven't died since the last time I died. I know, right? I have such logic. Me IRL checking how many deaths I have. 20 bits from Slicey Wicey. Good luck with the elevator. Thank you. Catch you later. Thank you for stopping by today's stream. Not there. I guess I probably want to do this design the whole way up. So we can take out these iron bars. And swoosh. What other games do I stream? Just Minecraft right now. In the past, I've streamed a variety of other things, but Minecraft is the only one people care to watch. Typically, anyway. Am I going to fix my iron farm for the new update? Of course. Eventually. Probably sooner rather than later, because having it running in the background is nice. But I think I might wait a week or so just to see if anybody comes up with, like, fantastic new iron farm designs once the update drops. I imagine there'll be a fair number of tutorial videos now that it's going to be out of snapshots, you know? I started this map in August when Minecraft 1.13 came out. So it has been going for about 8 months now, I guess. Going to bring the ice and the soul sand now, before I forget. Paranoid, I like how you can smell your pizza through the Twitch chat. That's how you know he's a ghost in the machine, folks. Yeah, for a while before I was streaming Minecraft regularly, I was streaming the Final Fantasy series from the first game all the way up to the 10th. I've still played a little bit more of 10 off camera, but I haven't played much of it recently because I've been playing Breath of the Wild casually, and yeah, the rest of the time I don't worry too much about stuff that's other than Minecraft. I don't really have time to stream too much or play too much stuff casually. It's Breath of the Wild and Tetris 99 right now, mostly. I get the feeling with the amount of extra blocks in here, it's going to be quite easy to bang my head on stuff as I go up the water elevator, so we might have to change this whole iron bar idea out for something else, but of course I didn't switch that on. Here we go. But yeah, maybe if I just hit the center of that perfectly, it wouldn't be a problem. Drinking water or some tea. I had some tea before. Water now, though. I always, whenever I prepare a stream, I've always got a cup of tea in this specific mug, and a glass of water. Usually I have a pot of tea, so I can replenish that when I need to. But yeah, I've always got a glass of water in the room with me as well. It's important to stay hydrated. Do I stream Breath of the Wild? No, I don't have a capture card that will let me play Switch games through streaming. I don't own an Elgato or anything. Considering getting one in future, but yeah, like I said, right now Minecraft is the focus of these streams. And will be for the foreseeable future, by the way. Mostly because it also helps a lot with my YouTube video production, but also because people like watching me play Minecraft. Variety gaming is a really difficult market to crack, so I figure I'll stick with what I'm best at. The Ripsaw looks good. Yeah, doesn't... I'm trying to think of who uses one of those. I've seen that in somebody's gear list recently. I've been looking around for additional pieces of kit that I might get here and there. Specifically microphones. I'm thinking about getting a different microphone. Not because I have any issues with this one, but just because it's the next thing I was thinking about upgrading in my kit. Do I still enjoy Minecraft as much as I used to when I first played it? Absolutely. More so, if anything, because I know the mechanics better. Ow. Yeah, this is going to be a problem, isn't it? Yes, I could reach it. Thanks, Paranor. Now I've run out of iron bars, so we'll have to make more of those. Who needs an iron farm anyway, right? I know I have levers on the outside. I can see where the outside is. Don't worry. I ain't that stupid. There we go. Building the squid farm in survival but placing the gates is annoying. Is there any easy way to do it? Not really. To be perfectly honest with you, not really. Ender Slayer, that's not a question that I think anybody would answer. Enough. Right now. Just started playing Horizon Zero Dawn. I would love to play that at some point, actually. I feel like Horizon Zero Dawn and Breath of the Wild were kind of the two open-world action-adventure games that really defined the last kind of big release window. I mean, that probably isn't the last big release window now. That's just what I remember people talking about a little while ago. But considering that I'm not somebody who has, you know, the time or always the budget to play up-to-date games, I realise that's all going to break. Whatever, I'll go with it. What I want to do is get to the section where I started using andesite and start replacing it. Also realized I did not bring any more iron bars with me. Just continue this tower up like so. In answer to the witch farm question, if I go over this way, there's one witch hut, which is kind of landlocked. So not exactly the best place to put a witch farm. But then I get over here. And on the other side of these mountains, there is a witch hut there. Right on the edge of a giant ocean biome. So with a fairly limited amount of terrain it would be necessary to clear, pretty sure this is where we're going to build a witch hut. Anybody home? Yep. Always somebody home here. So yeah, that's the plan. The plan is to build a witch hut there. But we'll get to that eventually. I'm more interested in covering the update mechanics first. Also, that little archway thing there is really nice looking. A ladder factory. Yes, Kuro will be happy with the ladder factory. Swoosh. This is the best seed ever. It's not. The best seed ever would have a quad witch hut this close to spawn. AKA the Psycraft server. I've looked for locations for like multiple witch hut farms. I do not know if there is any within like 10,000 blocks of spawn for me. But yeah, when anybody makes a witch farm, typically they have to clear out a huge perimeter. And for me, that is not going to be as hectic a task. Have I ever played minion games like Skywars? I'm not sure I understand what you mean by minion games. I haven't brought any wood with me. And I don't have any wood boxes outside the castle now either. I actually cleared up all of my shulker boxes earlier today. Before I did today's video. And I don't have my wood box in here. Why not? Where has that gone? Is that upstairs at the Great Hall? Tried X's witch farm, it's been working great. You didn't have to clear a perimeter. I mean, there's definitely ways that you can do a witch farm without having to blow up the countryside in every direction. If it's to do with mob spawning, all you have to do is light it up. Like, anybody who clears out a perimeter like that does it because they want to do something impressive, not because they need to. Yeah, I have no idea where my wood shulker box is. Unless maybe I've put it in a location other than the ender chest. If I put it in one of the storage room chests or something. This is my personal Easter egg hunt now, yes. Can build a Mumbo-style witch farm in 10 minutes using a fill command. Mumbo should have used end crystals. How do you expect him to collect the ghast tears if he doesn't have a bow? He's going to throw his Riptide Trident at them. Let's see that work. Great way to drown myself. Okay, so we can sort of do it that way. Sort of. Yeah, we'll need to reinforce the outside of this tower with something else. So that it makes sense for there to be redstone lamps and levers on the outside. Is that going to be enough ice to get me to the top, do you think? Yeah, it looks like it is. Do I prefer vanilla single player or multiplayer? Both are good for various different things. Right now I'm playing a lot more single player. Doesn't necessarily mean I prefer it. But lately I've been doing so much more technical stuff that I would never have done on a single player server because... On a multiplayer server, I mean. Because there are technical players who would have done it months before I did. That's what I continue to say about this series, is it's so fun knowing that this is the series that's basically forced me to learn how to make things like an iron farm. Which I never would have done otherwise. Because I am lazy and am not very good at technical Minecraft, believe it or not. How far am I in Zelda? I have beaten Varuta. I am headed towards Varmeadow. I'm mostly trying to just like open up the rest of the map. So yeah, I'm working on getting like the towers and stuff in other locations. Nope. that needs adjusting slightly, doesn't it? Let's have like at least a walkway that leads over there. Perhaps. There we go. That's slightly easier for me to take care of. Maybe we just block all of this off. Like so. Add in some torches. And then glide peacefully out of the tower. Yeah, you can't drown in a bubble elevator, exactly. Chaps. Problem with creepers is they always want to come at you from the side. Sea pickles emit light outside of water. Nope. Sadly, nope. They do not. FP Becker, thank you so much. Very kind of you. Okay, so this is not as bad as I expected in terms of getting in there and getting caught on the iron bars and stuff. It's pretty good. I think I want the window in this tower to be up one block like that, though. So maybe we just make a step up like so. If only I had some slabs or stairs or something on me, but no. And yeah, we're going to have to take a look at the back of this tower and see what a butchery I've made of it. Oh, yeah. Bit obvious. Bit obvious what we've been doing there. Do I play any sports? I do not. I follow tennis. And I like playing tennis, but I'm terribly bad at it. I'm not the most athletic person in the world. When I do get exercise, I like to go cycling. But it would be nice to go and play tennis at some point. Minecraft does not count as a sport. Not yet, anyway. I don't think even esports will accept Minecraft as a thing yet. So yeah, we could potentially reinforce the outside of this tower if we wanted to. We could do something to it to make it a bit more interesting. I think lamps look good for the outside. I'm not worried about the lamps so much as the levers. I feel like the levers are just too obvious. If we never go back here, it'll be fine. I do actually want to do something over here just because of how good that cave looks. But from the back here, you can also see how much of the wall I have yet to detail. There's a lot of bare stone in here. How to come up with places for names for places and worlds on Minecraft. A lot of the time, as far as worlds go, I just name them whatever my series from that world happens to be. A lot of it is very driven by the YouTube content. But as for places, sometimes I just come up with a few options and take a poll on the video. But other times, maybe I've had the name in my head for a while. I kind of borrow elements from, like, fantasy novels and stuff like that. Oh, by the way, there's the enchanted golden apple. Still there. But yeah, I was a writer for a little bit. I mean, not like a career writer or anything, but I wrote as a hobby. And I read a lot of fantasy literature as a kid, so that's the kind of genre I gravitate towards, which is good, actually, because Minecraft is very good for that. And as such, I kind of... my head, that's where my head is at in terms of coming up with names for stuff. I'm good at naming fantasy things. How is Twitch partnership? Currently not a thing. I think tomorrow is the first day that I can go back to that application page and reapply. What? Are you serious right now? Okay. Okay, we're stopping the stream to have a moment. I think. Snugdad with $1,000? Are you serious right now? Is that real? I've been talking to this gent offline, and yeah, he has expressed a desire to support me in the past, and evidently this is this is one of the ways he chooses to do it. Let me read this message. And we can, I don't know, dedicate this castle to you or something. 100,000 private citizens decided to support you and subscribe to your YouTube channel. Something to remember. Have something else to remember. We think this is worth a donation of 1 cent per subscriber. We really enjoy watching and will continue. Thanks. Wow. That's mind-blowing. And thank you. You know, when you start something like this, like a YouTube channel and it's just a hobby, and you start a Twitch channel and it's a hobby, you never expect people to be this generous. And that is just insanely kind. And as somebody who is taking steps towards this being my career, that kind of generosity is still just dumbfounding to me. I'm not going to cry. I'm not that emotionally, like, I'm not typically that emotional. I get sincere, but I don't get like weepy. So you probably won't find that here, but I get these moments of like perspective when stuff like this happens, which like so rarely happens. And thank you again, thank you so much. But like, yeah, any time that there's a moment of generosity like this, or any generosity at all, really, I just have to sit back and think, like, what can I make out of this, you know? And I guess the argument here is that I've made quite a lot of stuff already, but yeah, that's incredibly generous. Again, thank you so much. can buy a capture card to stream Breath of the Wild. Oh boy. But yeah, I mean, I've been talking about upgrading my setup, getting like better microphones, getting new equipment, that kind of stuff, and that's gonna go. It's gonna go a long way. It's gonna go a very, very long way. Don't tell Mrs. Riffs. Yeah, I'm just gonna casually keep all that money to myself. No, I mean, yeah, I don't know what to say. Like statue, yeah, no, totally. Wow, that's I'm lost for words at this point. I don't know how to say any more than I've already said. Is she around? No, I think she's out in the garden enjoying the sun. She's planning on calling her family a little bit later to arrange a trip back to see her little sister graduate from high school, actually. So, yeah, while that's something we already had money put aside for, I mean, obviously that's kind of a great help in terms of our general situation. Want me food for the next month? Dude, the next year. Like, how much do you think food costs? I'm not a big spender when it comes to food. I like my food and I know how to cook, but I'm not out here spending like $1,000 a month on food. Make a 1,000k citizen, 100k citizens monument in the castle yard. I mean, yeah, I've been thinking we need to do some sort of like statue thing at some point. I haven't really left a huge amount of space for a statue. We can probably come up with something. Do I live in the UK? Yes, I do. I do. Hey, Nobody14, what's up? You've just missed a minor existential crisis. Really interested in statue builds. Yeah, I've done a couple of them in the past. I haven't really done a huge amount lately, and it's the kind of thing that I would definitely want to draft in creative before we build it in survival here, you know? Minor existential crisis. Yeah, moment of perspective. Put it that way. Yeah. I've sort of lost track of what I was doing. We're done with the water elevator, at least. I need to get some steps made and things. Am I going to do any technical stuff in the series anymore? Of course, yeah. Like, the castle building stuff, as far as the YouTube series is concerned, is done now. We're still going to continue to build here on the stream, because a lot of this stuff is... There's elements of the castle that I still want to work on. Keep up the great work for all of us. I mean, absolutely. No question. And people like you are making this possible for me to keep up the work, so I wholeheartedly appreciate it. Anyway, it's so hard to just be like, anyway, moving on from that, because I don't want to move on from it, really. But I need to make some slabs and some stairs. Anyway, I want to continue building sections of the castle on streams, because a lot of the time in these streams I was going and working on that project over in the mountains because I wanted to do some building, but I didn't know exactly what to do for a build that I wouldn't just want to cover for the series. And now we've covered so much of the castle for the series, I feel like I have the freedom to continue the castle building on streams while other stuff happens in the main series. That's the idea. Mr. Bush, how much YouTube subscribers did I gain since I started the Minecraft Survival Guide? Nearly missed the 100,000. I can't even say 100,000. Like, I read the number and it just doesn't register with me. Yeah, how many subscribers have I gained since starting Survival Guide? I think probably about 60,000. I think it's close to that number. Because I remember having around 40 a little while ago, and I hit 50, and that's when I started streaming Minecraft here on Twitch more regularly. Like, I'd been doing the Final Fantasy stuff for a while, and I was just like, okay, we're streaming Minecraft today because we hit this milestone, and then that's when I started taking Minecraft streaming a little bit more seriously and a bit more regularly. And so, yeah, I think it's probably been about 60,000, probably a little bit more than that. But I remember moving into this house, and I went back and watched the vlog recently because I was looking back through my channel stuff, figuring out what to add into the 100,000 subscribers like clip montage thing that I did, the celebration video. And yeah, when I moved into this house, which was in October, not last year, but the year before, so October 2017, I had 28,000 subscribers. It's grown a lot. It's grown a lot since then. What happened to M&Ms? I don't have any right now. I just don't have any. I also don't snack as much when I'm streaming Minecraft because it's not something I can have a hand free for, because you can... When I was playing Final Fantasy, I could use a controller a lot and just have like one hand on the controller and snack with the other hand. But this one, yeah, I've got hands on the keyboard, hands on the mouse. I don't tend to snack as much. I want to get all this granite out of the corridor here. Family before 10,000 subs. I know, Jazzy, you're an early adopter, and I appreciate that. But I'm very, very grateful for everybody who's joined the channel since then. Like, I know a lot of people like to kind of get in on the ground floor of stuff, but like, believe me, this is just the beginning. You know, I feel kind of emboldened to say that at this point, but like, my channel is still growing. Like, we hit 100,000 subscribers the other day. We're already at 102. It's just going from strength to strength at this point. And yeah, like, people are taking notice of it as well, like, which is the most incredible thing. Like, when I was in Azuma's stream earlier, I said hi in the chat, and he was like, oh, congrats on getting 100k, and don't immediately be like, oh, of course, that means he's joining Hermitcraft, because no. But it's nice that people have, like, noticed the effort I'm putting in, I guess. Just type Minecraft in the podcast app, willing to listen to some thematic stuff, ended up at the Spawn Chunks, and then YouTube and Twitch. Yeah. I like that the Spawn Chunks is like an entry point for my stuff now. Mostly because it means people are listening to the Spawn Chunks independently of knowing who I am, which is great. I like that. I like the fact that we're now a podcast that picks up people who, you know, haven't necessarily come in from something I do already. Gonna put a lever in here as well. People asking if I'm gonna join Hermitcraft. I don't know. You have to be invited, and I honestly don't know if I would accept an invitation right now. Not because I have any problem with Hermitcraft, but because I don't know if it would be the right thing to do with my channel. I think a lot of people consider joining Hermitcraft just to be something that they would do, but they're casual players. And if you're looking at a YouTube channel from the perspective of it being a business, which is kind of where I'm at, like, I'm doing this professionally at this point, you have to decide whether or not your business is going to be affected positively or negatively by such a big change. And while you could imagine that anything coming from joining like such a big multiplayer server would be huge, consider that right now I'm potentially gaining as many subscribers as I am because I'm making a tutorial series 5 days a week. And if I have to stop that to do Hermitcraft, or if I have to make fewer videos, like, I don't know if that's going to bring in as many people. So, but of course, as I've always maintained, or at least I have maintained recently now that more people are asking the question, there's really no point in me making any kind of guesses at whether or not I would join Hermitcraft, because at this point I haven't been invited, so there's no real point in worrying about that stuff. Gonna move these lights over so I can get one more in before the door over there. Have 3 blocks between them, like so. Ask if you can join Mindcrack. I missed. There goes the lever. Right. I'm still so, like, scatterbrained at this point, so I'm sorry if I'm, like, just silently placing redstone lamps here, but... yeah, man, this has been a stream. Let's make these alcoves a little bit more defined, though. I like this stuff standing out some more. So let's put some stairs in. Never enough stairs. I think that just needs to happen across the board. We'll swap some of this out for regular stone. I miss calling it smooth stone, because smooth stone is actually a thing now, and so I'm spending so much time trying to avoid saying smooth stone because people will think I'm talking about something different. It's like if they added in something else that was called stained clay as well as terracotta, you know? Hey, Chase, I am existing today. Perhaps existing even more than I used to. How are you? Trying to function as a human being in the world. Oh, I'd already done that one. Glad to hear you're doing well. Oh, you have those moments where your ears just pop apropos of nothing? Yeah, that happened. Like to have slabs and stairs of red nether brick for roofs. That is going to be happening in 2 days. Minecraft 1.14 has added those blocks. And I imagine one of these streams is probably going to be spent swapping out a few of the nether brick slabs I've used for the circumference of the roofs up here with red nether brick, just to add a little bit more detail to these overhangs here and there. Because I've had to do that exclusively with nether brick slabs, and it's not as good. Roof renovations, yes. Yeah, the release date, as far as we know, for Minecraft 1.14 is this coming Tuesday. Mojang can potentially still, like, give it another day just if they feel like it needs it, but yeah, as far as we know, it is coming out on Tuesday. Am I prepared for 1.14? Not quite, but I still need to do a couple of things beforehand. And tomorrow's episode of the Survival Guide is about preparing for 1.14, so I'll be able to share my thoughts on that with you guys. An idea for the cave you showed before, you could make it a hideout for invaders. That's sort of what I had in mind. Almost like a pirate cave, but on land. Pillager cave. That kind of thing. Do I watch the Grand Tour? I do not. I'm planning on bringing villagers into Founder's Forge. A lot of people have asked me that, actually, and potentially, yes. It's not, like, on the top of my list of priorities, because it's easy enough bringing villagers to the place, but keeping them alive is the difficult part. And with such a big town project, it can be very easy to have one space that is not spawn-proofed, and then suddenly all of your villagers get killed by zombies. Especially now we're playing on hard, where villagers have a 100% chance of turning into zombies if attacked by a zombie. And zombie villagers despawn really easily. So, yeah, I don't know if I want to go to the trouble of bringing villagers in just like for a futile effort where they're just going to disappear again. So I don't know. But I like the idea, and if it seems to make sense to do it at some point, then I might give it a try. We changed to hard in the episode about difficulty, which was, I think, was episode 102, 103, somewhere along those lines. It was about 3 weeks ago. Should change to hardcore. I don't know if you can. I think you might be able to edit the world settings to change to hardcore, but yeah, I'm not keen. Not keen on having potentially have permadeath in a world that I've spent. Where is days played? Time played 22 full 24-hour days. 0.63. Planning on making a chorus fruit farm anytime soon? Yes, probably soon. Especially since in 1.14 you can shoot down chorus flowers with a bow and arrow or a trident. It's going to be a lot easier to farm chorus. Not sure what I'll do with it after that because I don't use purple very much, but there are options. I've already done an episode about building with blocks you hate, so maybe I can do an episode about building with blocks you're indifferent on. $543.12 hours. That sounds about right. Glad you like the castle. Yeah, the episodes where I built it are numerous at this point. I mean, it turned out to be 8 parts of the video. Put some of this stuff away. Should have just chucked it in the hopper, but sometimes I do that and it all gets sorted out into the chest at the end because none of it is compatible with the storage system. So I watched Doc M's stream yesterday. I went back and watched the VOD because somebody gifted me a sub, and I discovered what the fuss was about, the craziness was about. So the other thing I want to connect this dungeon thing to... I don't know why I'm calling it a dungeon. I don't know what to call it. Undercroft. Doesn't make quite a catchy title. If we go down here and we get to 57. Okay, I'm pretty sure the rest of that over there is at Y58. So maybe we should stop this one here instead and fill this in slightly. And then see if that connects up. Can make a little winding tunnel in here. Can we expect more modern aesthetic building style in the future? Yes. Yeah, the next project I'm going to make after Founder's Forge is probably going to be a modern style settlement of some kind. Whether it's like a contemporary city or a futuristic kind of thing. I definitely want to branch out in terms of build style. You forgot congrats on the 100k subs. Thank you. Is there a farm with cats in the new update? I guess cats bring you, like, string and stuff, but I don't know if anybody's really bothered to exploit that. It seems like more of an occasional thing than a farmable thing. The stuff they bring you there is already much more efficient individual farms for. I guess it's fun to explore the mechanic, but I don't know if anyone's really going to find that as appealing. Cooler than the other side of the pillow is the best thing you've ever heard. That's a Zloy XP original, that one. Wait a second. Is that the... Oh. We came over a bit too far. Oops. Okay, we need to redirect this then. As you were. Actually, that's entirely not how you were. This needs to go over a few blocks this way. And then fill in the floor with that height. There we go. That's what we're about. Am I going to add more specific towers like the botanist? I mean, probably. In the grand scheme of things. But probably not for the sake of, like, on-camera stuff. Because, like I said, we're sort of done with the castle. Party Pooperoo! Thank you so much for subscribing. Enjoy your emotes. Welcome to the Pixels. You are 1 in a million. I appreciate the support. Thank you so much. How are we going to do this one? I guess like so. Yeah, that makes sense. See you later, Fev. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, I guess we continue the rest of this at that height, so that makes sense. Can fill up the rest of these unnecessary tunnels over here. I don't plan on having an entrance in this direction. Although maybe in the fullness of time, some sort of, like, back way out wouldn't hurt. If I knew a neat design for a hidden redstone staircase type of thing, then maybe. But we won't worry about that now. I feel like that's one of my catchphrases at this point. We won't worry about that now. Excuse you. Why doesn't Minecraft do more sales? Because everyone already owns it. What do you mean, why doesn't Minecraft, like, go on sale as, like, a sale price? Is that what you mean? Because, I don't know is the answer to that. Maybe because it's a successful enough game that they don't feel the need to discount it at any point. How does one get banned on Minecraft? Probably having an account with an incredibly offensive name. Like, becoming, like, a known hacker. That kind of stuff. I'm pretty sure Mojang has the power to ban accounts. I don't think they do it often. Would your name be considered offensive enough? No, I don't think so. I think it's probably light enough to be treated as a joke. But I'm talking like, you know, racist stuff, anti-Semitic stuff, that kind of thing. That's the stuff that'll get you banned, probably. Not the kind of stuff I prefer to talk about here on the channel, anyway. Bought Minecraft for €10 back in October of 2010. Wow. Early adopter. Well done. Like, that's probably 10 of the best euros you've spent. I don't know what you spend your money on, though, so you might have spent better. Personally, I'm pretty sure Minecraft was the best, like, I don't know how much it is. 20 quid, 25, 17.95. I forget what it is in pounds these days, but absolutely worth it. Absolutely worth it. And yeah, I have now bought 2 Minecraft accounts and been gifted a third in the past, so I put a bit more money in than the average person, maybe, but not to mention owning it on Xbox. You hacked Minecraft by changing to creative, giving yourself diamonds, and going back to survival. Elite hacks. Ban that one from the internet. Bill Gates is feeling ripped off right now. He could have paid €20. He paid 2.5 billion. I'm pretty sure Bill Gates doesn't consider anything a rip-off. When you've got that amount of money, you can basically buy anything except, like, enormous companies. €25 cheap compared to other games costing 60 to 100. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, look at the amount of time I get in this game compared to other games. I mean, like, time shouldn't be your only metric of what constitutes, like, value. Like, time played should not be the only thing you measure that by. I've definitely paid more for games that I've enjoyed but not played again, but I still don't regret making that purchase. But ultimately, this is, in terms of gaming, one of the better investments I've made, I think. I mean, it gets a little bit shady here and there, but it's not spawnable for anything. Unless we get into these alcoves here. All right, I'll have to do something about those then. Give it the wall torches. It's the torches on the ground that I don't want. But that's okay. Yeah, it gets down to 8 block light in the center there, but that's really not terrible. Good. Good, good. Right, I am going to recharge, by which I mean get myself a cup of tea. Wow, still seeing that number. It's like encroaching on the chat. Still can't quite believe that. Okay, folks, thank you so much for watching the stream so far. Please do stick around. I'm going to be back in a few minutes' time after I have made myself a cup of tea. Grab your snacks, and we'll be back in a minute. Hello. My microphone has this pop shield that keeps just, like, falling off. Whenever I get into or out of this chair, it just, like, catches on my clothing or something. Has the chair just developed, like, a metafiction while I've been away? I see people, like, writing, like, whole short stories about my chair. Which, to be fair, he is quite compelling. He, she, it, I don't know. I haven't decided. Apparently chat has decided for me. Electrical tape at the base of the foam. It's already got this green piece of tape on it, which, I don't know, you guys might not be able to see because green screen and all that. Speaking of which, got a fresh cup of tea. You never know if a creeper was sneaking up on me until it was too late. I was backed into a corner. I was fine. I was fine. Right. I'm not certain what else we need to do in the dungeons. Hey, Mr. Badger Seth, what's up? Welcome. Good to see you. Hope you're having a lovely Sunday. I think I need to go and mend Smooth Operator. Let's put some of this stuff up here. Redstone lamps and glowstone and whatnot. Let's put those around the corner. I feel like lighting blocks would be a good thing to have around the corner here. Why don't I take a bed with me? To where? There we go. Sorry I'm late. Huge congrats on the 100,000. Thank you. It is never too late for congratulations. Unless I'd already reached another ridiculous milestone, but that's seems unlikely. It'll happen at some point, but yeah. Very, very happy about all that. How am I placing chests so close together? I mean, you can do that with regular chests and trap chests in any update, but as of 1.14, or 1.13, I mean, you can place regular chests next to each other. There's a variety of ways of doing it as well. Like, here are two normal chests. If you hold down shift, you can place them next to each other. If you don't hold down shift, they combine. You can also shift click against the side of a chest, like that, to combine them. And you can place them like in any formation, like that. What is the big next big milestone to me? 250k, 500k? I mean, in terms of YouTube awards and stuff, it's 1 million subscribers, which is obviously a long, long way off. I don't really think too much in terms of milestones, especially when it comes to subscribers, because subscribers are not a metric that really matters much to YouTube, except as like a status thing. YouTube is more about like views you get on your videos and watch time and stuff like that, so I try not to place any great worth in the number of subscribers, except for where it clearly matters to other people, which I think 100,000 does, and where like the YouTube rewards program kind of acknowledges channels that have reached that amount of subscribers, because it's I guess a nice big round number. What has happened to my voice? It's just developed over 4 years of making regular videos, I think. I think I've just developed a more... what's the words? Like a radio voice, I guess? A more presentational style? Don't you get a silver play button at 100k? Yes. Obviously, they have to verify that none of your subscribers are view bots and stuff before that, so it hasn't, the message for it hasn't come through yet. But technically, Hermitcraft Recap should have a silver play button. I think it got lost in the post on its way to Zloy XP. But I've been through the process of applying for that because I was the one who applied for it on his behalf. So yeah, I know how the whole system works. Nice shirt, thank you. Yeah, I will see when the whole silver play button thing comes around. You just got to wait for a message to pop up on your YouTube dashboard and it gives you a code to redeem it. Have I played the Ether mod? I have not, actually. Do I like peach tea? Like Arizona tea? Yeah, I've had some of that stuff. It's very nice. You don't get it so much over here, though. Over here, we tend to go for, hot tea more often. And I've never tried, hot peach tea. So I couldn't verify on that score. You don't like smoky Russian. Fair enough. I understand it's not for everybody. I just like that bonfire taste. The smell of smoke has always been one of the most appealing things to me about a bonfire, so I kind of, I go for that stuff. Do I drink herbal black or other tea? All kinds, really, but most recently I drink a lot of black tea. Now that it's summer, I'm probably going to start doing some cold brew tea as well. So we have a flask with a filter in it that we got from the Bird and Blend Tea Company in Brighton that's got a decent capacity for some cold brew tea. Is this unmodded? Yeah, this is just 100% vanilla. I mean, give or take Optifine, but it's client side. Will I do a play button unboxing? Of course. I'm pretty sure they kick you off YouTube if you don't. Which country will I visit in Asia? I mean, I don't know if I have plans to visit any countries in Asia. I would love to visit Japan. I think India sounds like a cool place to visit at some point, but I don't know very much about travel in either of those countries, so it would require a lot of research, and potentially if we go to Japan, because I don't speak any Japanese and neither does my wife, it'd be cool to get some kind of, tour company to go around with and take trips to specific places. I would love to go to the lake at Hakone. Is that how you pronounce it? Where they have hot springs and stuff there. They have a torii gateway that leads out into the lake. Gassed, I have no idea. Probably a misclick. Probably just a misclick. Yeah, tomorrow's episode is going to be about trimming down the chunks of a Java world to prepare for new terrain generation. Because 1.14 is going to come out on Tuesday, hopefully. And so, yeah, I want to make sure that the jungles that I've already explored will have the ability to generate bamboo forests and stuff like that. Would I like to go to Diorite Road, Sweden? I'd love to meet Iskal at some point. He seems like he'd be great to go out and have a drink and a chat with, you know. Make a lightsaber out of blaze rods. Your power's a weak old man. Strike me down and I will grow more powerful than you can possibly imagine. Surprised Mojang didn't build Optifine if its own thing. Yeah, I think there was a bit of a legal back and forth. Not like a legal thing, but there was a disagreement between the Optifine dev and the Minecraft devs. I think the guy who created Optifine wanted everything from Optifine to be integrated, and they only wanted to use some of it if they ever, like, collaborated on the performance optimization side of things, so they just never settled on an approach. Yes, those are blazes. For the Blaze Farm episodes of the Survival Guide, watch, I forget what numbers they are, but there's a 2-part Blaze Farm. This is still the old one. I just moved an AFK spot to a place where I can actually stand here inside the mechanism and activate both spawners. So that, you know, wither skeletons don't randomly wander out of the fortress and try and attack me. Thank you, Paranor. That guy could have hit me if I was still standing there. This farm faster than Guardian Farm? I mean, yes and no. I think it's a double blaze farm, which helps. I don't think this farm is necessarily faster, but it has... Like, the Guardian Farm has problems this farm does not. For a start, blazes don't damage you if you attack them. Which means that I don't have to attack them wearing armor, which with the Guardians I do, because otherwise I take a ton of damage and potentially die. Yeah, like, recovering from the Thorns effect and eating food to regenerate health and so forth is a real disadvantage when it comes to the Guardian farm. This farm has 100% less sproink sounds. This is true. And that should be fully repaired-ish. Yep, there we go. Great. I think we'll probably do the shovel and stuff while we're here. What's the plan for the stream? I have actually done a lot of it already. I have dug out a section of the stone underneath the castle to put a nether portal back in. Because when I built the castle and reconfigured the Great Hall of the castle, it really didn't make sense for the nether portal to be out in the open for, like, the story that I've invented for this world. So I moved the nether portal down to a basement level where there's, I guess, kind of a dungeon, I suppose, I guess you could say. But I've started that at least, and the main focus of the stream was just going to be digging that out, establishing a bit of a style for it. It's not the most inventive stuff I've ever done, but it's fun. Having trouble mending your tools in Bedrock? Just from lack of XP, or are there going to be more towns other than Founders Forge? Yes, definitely. Definitely. I plan on doing a lot of builds in the grand scheme of things. The problem with that being that there are fewer builds that I can make, like, tutorial episodes out of. Like the castle, because it's a big project and it involves a lot of planning and stuff, it made for some pretty good tutorials. But just building a bunch of houses is not necessarily something I can make a tutorial about, and then it becomes a bit more of a let's play. So I think what we'll eventually do is do a couple of, like, modern house style tutorials, maybe a skyscraper kind of thing, and then do a lot of the building work for future towns on streams and things like that. Yeah, right now the portal is not concealed in a particularly inventive way. It's just behind a door that leads to a basement. Excuse me. But yeah, I can potentially come up with more inventive ways to access it later. Especially if the underside of the castle is going to be a more expansive thing than I've currently built. Yeah, Betsy, if your tools aren't mending, if, like, the XP doesn't seem to be going to the tool, make sure you're not also wearing or holding anything else that has mending, because once the say, like, a sword that has mending, for example, if you attack something with it and, like, you're holding the tool in your other hand, if you get experience, some of it can go to the sword because it still has mending, but that just channels the XP back into your levels bar. But you do need to be holding the item you want to mend. That's the important part. Am I updating 1.14? Yes, pretty much straight away if I can. It may even happen on or around Tuesday's stream. We'll see. But, yeah. I basically want, like, regardless of the stability of it, I think my computer can probably handle it if it's a little bit laggy or whatever. As long as there's not any game-breaking bugs, which if there are, I think they'll probably release an update fairly quickly. Taking backups beforehand, and I need to start making tutorial episodes about 1.14 mechanics so that people can upgrade their own worlds and play along. So, yeah, planning for an upgrade to 1.14 straight away. I see no reason not to. Waiting for Optifine would be convenient, but really not essential. And considering that there haven't been too many kind of code changes between 1.14 and 1.13, I really don't think that Optifine is going to be too slow to update. I think it's probably going to be relatively fast this time around, especially compared to 1.13 where we were waiting for a while. Using the heck out of the trading hall while I can is going to be part of Tuesday's video, actually. Because, yeah, tomorrow's video is going to be about pruning chunks ready for new world generation. Very much on fire right now. And Tuesday's video is going to be about, like, the last things we do in the world before the update happens. Stream schedule is Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, usually around 3 PM or 4 PM UK time. Sometimes as early as 2 PM if I have gotten finished whatever else I need to do that day. So yeah, I just breezed past it because that's kind of the point, but this is where the Nether Portal is now. Design is not the best, but we'll probably work on detailing that another time when I'm feeling more inspired to do so. We'll probably also do something with this back wall because this is just gross looking. But this little dungeon area down here now, the Undercroft of the castle, is going to be something that we can expand outwards to include secret entrances from some of the other buildings. This tunnel down here leads to a water elevator that takes you to the top of one of the other towers. So that's pretty fun. Going to continue with the Nether Hub project on streams and stuff as well. Yeah, I'm mainly working out where the rest of the circles are going to go and what each of them is going to do. And I haven't been spending too much time thinking about that yet because the castle has been taking up a lot of my time. They made a new light system and changed entity collision for more performance. Okay, so yeah, maybe there are some things that Optifine will need to adapt to, but I'm pretty sure with the rendering system, didn't they actually kind of expose that on GitHub so that developers for third-party stuff can actually have an easier time of it? I thought that was the case. Correct me if I'm wrong. But that potentially means that folks like the Optifine dev can have an easier time updating Optifine. So we have 3 exits from this place, but only 2 entrances, which is kind of interesting. So we have, if you don't count the Nether, we have the 2 doors leading back to the inspection hall, as I've been calling it. And we have the staircase that leads up to that shed-type outbuilding over there. But then the third thing is the water elevator, which I did just get caught on, so I might change up the bottom floor of that to make it a little bit more solid. But once you're on the way up there, I could hide the portal any number of ways, but I don't feel the need to. I think I don't want the fiction that this portal is like hidden from the people of the town to get in the way of me needing to use that portal to get to the Nether. you know, because the Nether is a very useful place to have in your world, and I don't really want to have it be like unnecessarily difficult or time-consuming or boring to get to the Nether. I just want to be able to go there when I need to. Fry says hide it behind a bush. I like that. Real Puzzle Zebra, hello. Hello to you. Hope you're having a good day. I feel like because it's Easter, I just need to go around picking up eggs and throwing them in case we get chickens. Speaking of which, by the way, I think we have a lot of spare chicken in here now. So I need to move some of this. I think the hopper back there is, yes, also pretty full. Cool. It's a lot of chicken. A lot of chicken you got there, boss. Yeah, happy Easter to you as well. Do I like the new 1.14 textures? I'm definitely getting used to them. A lot of chicken. This little section over here still needed expanding a bit further. Oh, and now here we are in the snow. I actually quite like this covered in snow. I thought I was going to have to do something to prevent that. In these little intersections, it can't really land there because of the torchlight, but the rest of these, I don't know, looking at it from above, it does kind of look quite thematic for the area. And it's almost like the dust has fallen and there's nobody there to sweep it up because this place has been abandoned for a while. I also have 2 shulker boxes here that are... I mean, that one's full of quartz, which is fine. That one's not really doing very much. Could probably bring that back with us. Blends it into the landscape a little bit more. It does. Also got a shield in here for some reason. Let's get all this stuff in the system. Don't have clay in there, do we? No. Nope. Hey, Akmandori, what's up? Welcome. Clay is up here with the bricks. Yeah, there it is. And the netherrack. Oh, that gives me a thought. We could punch that. We could go and flush the nether wart farm. Because I have a lot of nether bricks that I need to turn into something, but I don't want to turn them straight into nether brick because I have so much nether brick. Why is there only 1 free slot in my hotbar? Because I like to have easy access to my tools and fireworks and food and torches. And because if I want to switch blocks, all I have to do is middle click on stuff, so most of the time ain't a problem. Oh, this isn't even that well... Yeah, I left 1 nether wart in there. For some reason I thought this was going to be growing better, but apparently it is not. Maybe it hasn't been loaded while I've been working on the dungeon. Now that seems silly. I don't know why that would be the case. Who are going to be my castle people? Don't know what you mean by that. Middle click broke on your mouse? Yeah, that's a solid reason not to use it, I think. How's our iron farm doing? Those specific chunks have a smaller load distance. Well, for what is probably going to be one of the last iron harvests I do, got a lot of iron. Got a lot of iron. I'm low-key keeping some of the iron ore in that chest just for when we have blast furnaces, so I can demonstrate what blast furnaces do and then never use them again. Because they only smelt ore blocks? Why? Converting the iron farm into a museum of old iron farm designs. I mean, if there was... if I was building the museum here, then I might consider it. 2900 Super Fighter. Hello, welcome along. Will I rebuild the iron farm? Of course. Gonna need iron eventually. I mean, I don't know if I'm... Yeah. I will probably take that one down. It's kind of a shame because it's been up there for so long, but I was planning on doing something with it until we realized that iron farms were going to change. I was planning on turning that into, like, I don't know, floating island or something. Something fantastical like that. And while I could still do that, it seems like less worthwhile if there is not as much happening there. Why does the shears sound so quiet? What's going on there? Does shears count as a friendly creature? I think they do. I think for some reason the shearing sound counts as a friendly creature sound. And I've got it turned down because I've got the sheep turned down. How are iron farms changing? Villagers don't detect based on the amount of doors in the vicinity anymore. Like, in order to have a village, you need a bunch of villagers, some beds, and some workstations. And the villagers generate iron golems based on a system called gossip, which is kind of a hidden value that the villagers kind of share gossip with each other when they're just standing around at a certain time of day. So it depends more on what time of day it is, how many villages you have in a certain radius, and whether or not they have worked and slept within the last 2 day and night cycles. I think it's something like that. I'm not sure if this is still a mechanic that's in the game, but villagers will also produce more iron if they are, like, one of them was recently attacked by a zombie. They have a higher chance of spawning an iron golem, but that's not a mechanic that is particularly great to have in the game, because then it makes iron farms less reliable. You have villagers potentially dying to zombie attacks, especially on hard mode when they have a 100% conversion rate. Created a whole village in a single house using only beds and workstations. Am I going to stock up in books before the update? The thing is, I think a lot of the current villagers are keeping their trades. The trading system works differently, but I think legacy villagers will still keep the same trades. They'll just be slightly different. If that makes sense. Like, they have different trading slots, but I think a lot of the trades that they currently have will remain the same. I don't know if that's changing, but as of the last time I tried, like, backing up this world and loading it in one of the snapshots, that's what happened. Like, my mending villager still had a mending trade. Defense of the blast furnace looks really cool. It's really useful early game, and not everyone builds an iron farm. True. I have no real qualms with the blast furnace, especially as far as iron farms go. The main thing I'm just bitter about is that it would be really nice to have something that could smelt, say, glass twice as fast, or bricks, for example, from clay balls. And that doesn't seem to be the case with either the blast furnace or the smoker, and I don't know why. Because in terms of the stuff you smelt when you're at endgame, you don't need to smelt iron nearly as much as you smelt stuff like glass. And I really wish that they would... I guess calling it a blast furnace and then having it smelt glass seems unrealistic, considering that glass is actually manufactured in a different kind of environment. But then give us a glass smelter or whatever, a glass kiln. I'm not sure quite what the terminology is, but it seems silly to disregard the fact that a lot of late game players, people who are going to have easy access to stuff like a blast furnace, aren't going to need most of the stuff that the blast furnace is for. That aside, there's only 2 ore blocks that you actually smelt to get ingots, and that's gold and iron. All of the other ore blocks drop their resources when you mine them. So you've got an oven that only cooks 2 things. It just seems like an oversight to me. Am I a Marvel fan? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I watch the movies. That's as much of a Marvel fan as I can claim to be. I've read a few of the comics as well here and there, but I've never had the time or the money to invest heavily in the Marvel comic universe. I still haven't seen Captain Marvel or Ant-Man and the Wasp. I'm probably going to go and see Avengers Endgame. I am not sure exactly when, or if I'll try and, like, somehow get a screening of Captain Marvel first or something. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for Endgame, mostly, like, for the wrong reasons. You know, I kind of want this leg of the Marvel Cinematic Universe to just be over, to have some kind of sense of closure from the whole thing. I feel like I have a little bit of that Marvel fatigue right now, where I'm just kind of like, I accept that they are good movies and that, like, a lot of people are excited about them. I'm looking forward to seeing how it's all resolved, considering the situation they were left in at the end of the last movie. But I kind of just want it to be done so I can move on. Do you get that? I hope that makes sense to some people. You know what I'm going to do? I'm winding down a little bit here. I'm just rambling and I'm going back and forth. I'm going to grab some black concrete powder and I'm going to fix the mistake I made a little while ago when I poured water over some parts of the ravine. Do I like Game of Thrones? No, not really. Just too many films for you in the series. Yeah, I mean, anyone who's trying to catch up on it now is probably, like, just overwhelmed by the whole thing. But, yeah, I don't know. If you've been following along with it for a while and you're, you know, a keen moviegoer and stuff, that's cool. I feel like I've mostly... I feel bad that I've missed out on a bunch of other movies that I wanted to see recently, and I just didn't make the time to go and watch. Will I try Sky Factory 4? We had that question earlier in the stream, and I'm not sure I will. Mainly because vanilla Minecraft is updating, and I kind of have my focus there with my tutorial series and everything. It's kind of where my head is at right now. I'm also not really that into modded Minecraft. There are a lot of people who do modded Minecraft miles better than me, and I tend to get overwhelmed by modded stuff quite easily. I sort of know how some stuff works, but a lot of modded Minecraft feels very esoteric to me. It feels like the kind of thing where you already need to know how some of the mods work for you to get the best experience out of it. And I'm not keen on that. And yeah, we have various members of the chat who are on hashtag Team Modded. And there's some, yeah, there's some further down here that is in need of fixing. That one survived. Those two there. And I'll pop those down there as well. You're the sole user of the hashtag. No, I'm pretty sure somebody else has used it as well. Once or twice. You're definitely the originator. There's just way too much stuff in modded now. I mean, yeah, I think it would be easier for me to get into if it wasn't quite so much stuff. Oh, I feel better for having done that. I just needed cleaning up my weird mistakes. I think that's it though. As far as that got, yeah, cool. Hey, the Mojo. Happy Easter from the States. Thank you. Happy Easter to you. Oh, Kuro. You're here. You made it. Welcome. Good to see you. We had a discussion earlier about how the witch farm is basically going to be your ladder factory. Nope, that's not where I wanted to put that. That's where I want to put this. Kuro Ladder Industries. Am I going to make an infinity room with the cartography table? I don't know, maybe. I feel like anybody who's interested in that stuff has probably already seen it in Grian Doc's videos, so... But yeah, I plan on covering map art at a far distant time in the series. But the cartography table is going to be a good inroad to that, so I'm looking forward to using it. Love how organized I am. You haven't been here for some of the other streams where people in the chat are yelling at me to clear some space in my inventory. How long did it take to build everything I have? Let's see. Where's the stat now? Time played, 22.67 days. That's not in-game Minecraft days, that is actual human 24-hour days. Somebody, I think, worked it out as like it's 540 hours spent in this world. But that's not just all spent building. I'm not like... This isn't a build-focused series. It's more of a tutorial series where I do some building. And yeah, the first survival guide was out in July, so... Yeah. It's taken me this long to get to where I am now. That's some serious lag on the stream. Yep, seems about right. I think we're probably going to call it there as well, because I still need to edit tomorrow's episode of the Minecraft Survival Guide. So, yeah, I think we'd probably better wrap up. But we have no shortage of people to raid today. Pretty much everybody is spending their Easter Sunday streaming, it turns out. So let's see who we've got. All right, Joel is streaming. Let's drop a raid on Joel. Because Joel could use another 100 people or so on his doorstep. He is playing a super casual Sunday in Minecraft 1.13 on his multiplayer server, The Citadel. So be sure to tune in. Drop a follow if you like what you see. Joel is my co-host on the Spawn Chunks podcast, so hopefully you guys will enjoy his company. Oh, Paranora's in the chat yelling, wait. I have a feeling Joel is probably ready to wrap up, which is quite funny. So that's going to be it for now. Thank you guys so much. Thank you again to Snug Dad for the ridiculous donation. Oh my goodness, not quite sure what to do with that. Anyway, raid Joel, #PixelRaid. I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye for now.